everyone. Welcome to... This is actually Valtorn this time. We're not jinxing you with a one-shot. We've got Drac back. Ooh, that rhymed. And we're very excited because we left off on quite a cliffhanger thanks to Connie. So, Connie, thank you. We loved having you join us. But definitely left us with a little gift. I don't know. Well, you know, I think Drag's character might feel like it's a semi-gift. You got like something.
I
A
don't
little
know.
blessing of sorts. Whatever the opposite of a blessing is, that's probably what it is.
We'll see how that turns out.
And so before we get into everything, y'all know the drill. We got some intro stuff to do. So I hope that you have some popcorn ready for today and a little maybe drink, because you know that popcorn gets dry or gets stuck in your teeth and you got to wish it around. So anyways, we want to thank our supporter today. Thank you, Roll20, so much for supporting us. If you're ever curious how we do our dice rolling, our character sheets, all of our notes and things like that, it's all through Roll20. If you've also watched any of our campaigns in the past, we've done some maps from them, and they have sick lighting and all kinds of things that you can program into it, which is really cool. Maybe someday we'll add some more elements of that into our stream. But, you know, right now we're doing a lot of theater of the mind for this campaign because it's crazy, as you might have noticed. Also, we do have merch. What'd you say?
It's hard to predict you guys, I will say.
Look, man, even Kyoko can't help you with that. We also have merchandise. Head on over to designbyhumans.com/shop/roll for it to get yourself a mug, a shirt, a sweater, whatever it is that you need. The weather's been kind of a little bit weird, so maybe a sweater is what you need for now. I mean, who doesn't need a sweater? But we also want to thank our supporter today, Mia Zilla. Thank you, Mia. We super duper appreciate it. Also, Mia does amazing fan art. So if you haven't followed Mia as well, we would recommend it because we love Mia's art. Also, I'm curious, Mia, I don't think she's done any fan art of this yet, so we'll have to see what she creates. But if you head on over to our Patreon, become a legend tier or above, you can get access to becoming a legend tier and supporting an episode and picking one. And you get to also play in a private GM'd game. Kai is currently GMing quite a few of them, and they are affecting the world that we're in. I heard that last month the group really messed some shit up. So thanks.
Yep.
I don't know if I should be thanking you.
Still writing that. Still writing the fallout from that.
I don't know what that means. But I hope it's...
Neither do I at this point.
Okay. Well, maybe not. Thank you. I don't know. But we also have character sheets coming soon. As you know, we did get some upgrades. And then also there's lots of other goodies. So check that out. Hundreds and hundreds of things, probably thousands at this point, for many of our campaigns. And of course, you can become a Twitch subscriber if you're here live with us right now, and you get access to the VODs in advance as well as some of the emotes. And if you head on over to YouTube, you get access to some emotes as well if you're a YouTube member. And whether a YouTube member, Twitch subscriber, or a Patreon supporter, you get access to our private Discord, where I'm sure we're going to have lots of conversations. There already was a lot after Connie was here. They were like, what? So thank you all for joining us. And I think there have been some questions that Kai couldn't answer because he's like, but there's been some interesting theories too, especially about Azuka. So yeah. And also a bunch of people I know went back and watched early episodes because of the Mentala reveal, which was really cool. We appreciate that. So thanks for joining. And of course, we know not everyone can support us in a monetary way. So there's lots of non-monetary ways to support us, like watching us live here on Twitch, making clips, because you can only do that while we're live. So thank you for the clips. We appreciate it. There was some really good ones from the last couple. And of course, you can watch over on YouTube, subscribe, like, and comment. And you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook, like, share, and retweet and comment over there. And we're just going to give a shout out to Spot, because every week so far, Spot has been tweeting at us. We appreciate it. We love seeing the photos. If you don't know what we're talking about, head on over to our Twitter and you might see something. And normally, I would hand it over to our GM. But Today we brought our own snacks. I don't know if you guys got your stuff ready.
Oh wait.
Yeah. So Jack has no clue what the hell's going on, but that's fine.
I have no clue what's happening.
We can't do it in the after show. That was our original plan, but Bentham won't be here for our after show to this episode. So we all bought a cannoli.
Drac, chocolate or pistachio?
Probably pistachio.
All right.
I was gonna say, Bentham, do you want chocolate, vanilla, or pistachio?
Chocolate, I think.
All right, this one's for you.
Oh, yours looks so pretty. Mine is ugly AF. Yours looks like a burrito. What the hell?
Here we go.
A little icing coated. All right.
No, but yours
From,
looks green on our screen.
Yeah, it's pistachio.
It's pistachio.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
Cheers.
All right.
So yeah, after Tyler's adventures as the cannoli man last episode, we all decided to get cannoli, and then I couldn't find any.
Mm-hmm.
What? I
was
don't
in the
believe that. There's no
supermarket,
Italian
literally,
places.
Like an hour ago, I was in my supermarket, like they've got to have it somewhere, right? And I was searching up and down all the aisles, and I couldn't find any, and I ran out of time and I had to come home. So I didn't get any. I'm gonna keep looking though. Next time I go,
you go to an Italian place and order one.
I don't know that we have stuff like that here.
There's an Italian restaurant in the UK. There's many.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe.
Not maybe. There are. You want me to Google it?
I feel
for
like
you?
if you
Italian
just
places, but
Google
I've
where
never
to get a
known them to do,
cannoli
like-
near you,
Yeah.
you find it.
I mean, I've never had any, so I don't know the first thing about finding a cannoli in the first place. I'm still learning.
So, Bentham, let me introduce you to this wonderful thing
step
called a
of my
search engine.
journey.
It's called Google. You can go to it and just type stuff in, and it'll give you answers.
Oh dear.
All right.
It's like just
I
this
took
is
one
pretty
bite
good.
and powdered sugar went everywhere. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna take a
I'm
sip.
having that situation as well. Like that's why I grabbed a napkin.
You gotta know how to eat the cannoli.
I'll see if I can find a cannoli place near me, and I'll have it afterwards.
This is a really good cannoli.
Mine is all right. It did not look as satisfying as yours. Also, when Tyler and I were chatting last night, I was looking for one, and there was a place that was selling a cannoli for $15.
One
now-
cannoli?
Jesus.
Just one cannoli. And I was like, what kind of cannoli is $15? And he was like, well, mine was like $8. And I found one that was like $8. So I got that.
Find a place I can get cannoli. I want to get it
Yeah.
afterwards.
See? Look
Yeah.
at that.
Cannolis aren't large in the U.S. either.
No,
Go
you
ahead.
have to go to like an Italian deli or bakery or something like that. But had to go take care of the powdered sugar. I don't want somebody coming in who's never seen the show before and be like, "Why is the GM doing cocaine on a stream? What is going on here?" Man, these
Okay.
guys are really into role play.
That was tasty.
It was actually really good.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I got a little snack. Now maybe I won't be as hangry because normally at the end I'm like, I'm so hungry, guys. It's 2 p.m. All right. Well, that was an intermission. Now I will hand you over to our lovely GM
All right.
who is not doing coke, just eating a cannoli.
Exactly. So, as we start, as we always do, camera comes in from the clouds, goes down onto a dock scene where we see this pillar of black light, as it has been described, shoot up over the form of a four-winged succubus, engulfs the succubus, and from the darkness, four quasits, these little demonic fairy-looking things, small, tiny humanoid forms with jagged protrusions that come out from their body. These greenish-black scales cover them. Almost bug-like glass eyes that are coming out with these bat wings as they shoot out in all directions. We hear from the distance as Betty just drives onto the scene, and we look down to see Azuka, one horn growing from their head, and this vacant look in their eye, almost distracted by something. We're still in the middle of initiative, and I've kept our initiative from last time. So we're going to start from the top.
I'm
which
so
means-
excited. I'm just going to make a few rolls so that our stuff goes away. Okay.
No worries. Chuck is on the ground below the pillar of light. We have Azuka 15 feet off in the direction towards the water. Back from where you guys had walked from the house, we have Kyoko about 45 feet away, 30 feet because you needed it for a spell. Red is gravity maul charged, flying into the air towards what once was the succubus. Mintala, a little bit behind that. And from the start, Kyoko, still in fox form.
Yeah. I'm in fox form, and I think also because my curse has started, the fur that is normally like, really orange, I think the tips of my ears and the tips of my tail where it's black is kind of like spreading further into my body. And oh my gosh, I'm starting things off.
Yes, you are.
How
So,
do
The
go ahead.
quasits look relatively, like, individually, they don't look super dangerous, but as a swarm, all four of them might be hard. You know that Azuka is going through this mental battle right now as they were the target of a lot of spells and influences from the succubus, from Nemesis, as they call themselves.
Yeah. And I did try to cast something like on him to basically like link my spirit with him, and I was not able to. So I think Kyoko understands that he's under some kind of spell of some sort, but I don't have a way to necessarily stop it.
Actually, you did see Azuka strike out at Chuck with the chain.
I did.
So the last action that you would have seen was Azuka being aggressive towards his allies.
I think that Kyoko is going to try to, she kind of like pulls out the pocket watch with her mouth, her little snout. Because
I'm assuming you pull like the tail bends over forward. You like reach into your tail fluff and like pull it out.
Oh yeah, I love that. I just hide stuff in my tail fluff. I'm into it. And you just see kind of like her pull this stopwatch out, and I think she's going to try to slow Azuka, and also in their mind try to get them to come to. Maybe, I don't know if that's possible, if I could do both of those things, but I think she would definitely try.
So it's not in the rules about somebody else like mentally aiding in sort of like a mental check, but if we say roll a persuasion, and based on how high you roll, we'll see if we can give aid to Azuka to break this.
Okay. Not great at that. So I will do the slow first, which you hear some weird fox noises coming from Kyoko again. And her tails start like moving and swashing, and you can kind of see like the tails start moving almost like in a faster pace versus like, even though she's casting a slow spell. And she's going to try to like dilate and the flow of time using this watch. So she's channeling it like through her magic into this watch, which I think sounds like a cool description of it. And I don't think that's the
It
proper
should be
DC.
21, not 14.
Yeah, the DC should be 21.
Okay. My fortitude is pretty good. 23. So I think I'm slowed 1.
Yes.
Shouldn't have gave you that ring.
As you slow down time around me, I think there's it's almost like you're compressing time around me, but there's almost pressure coming outwards from me as well, counteracting the full effectiveness of it, but it is enough to slow me down. I believe slow means I have one less action.
Yep.
I think
if you just click on in the conditions, you can add it, and it'll automatically apply to everything on your sheet for you, which is really handy. Like right now, I'm enfeebled 1 because I'm cursed currently.
So the awesome thing about that is that Azuka currently, when it's your turn, we are at your fight. And because you had bit and consumed a little bit of the Duke in the last turn, you were given 1 action outside of that interaction. So this will just counteract that for this turn.
Ooh. So this is diplomacy. I'm actually pretty good at this, not persuasion. I was thinking like D&D. I was like, I don't have persuasion, but I do have diplomacy. I'm actually I'm the talking character. I'm good at this.
I still have to like translate in my head Pathfinder, like D&D to Pathfinder stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm playing a different character in another campaign where I am not a talking character. So I'm like, I'm not good at that. I'm like, wait, Kyoko is good at that. You missed 2 weeks. And all of a sudden it's like, all right.
Right.
25.
Okay.
What does he do to counter the persuasion?
I think it would be a will save. Because
That
you are
makes sense.
trying, since you are suggested and charmed, innately your body is trying to resist any sort of other influence, however gentle or friendly it might be.
Yeah.
So another person telling you to do something is just making you reject it, just as a reaction.
Yeah. Okay.
You're
Muted,
muted.
Tyler.
Does charmed go away though
I?
if the person you were charmed with left? Because they fully left.
They are not dead.
Yeah.
They
Right,
moved to another
but-
place.
And I think it was suggestion, and suggestion is until you carry out the.
Yeah, I think it's you
right,
carry
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
The charm, but you were suggested and you were charmed. So
Yeah, you
I
were
was
suggested.
kind of
and
curious.
Charmed.
So let me go back
that's a
to
good
the
point.
Charm is
suggestion.
1 hour duration, and or
Yeah, and it doesn't have like a radius if you leave like a mile radius.
Yeah, and there's no.
realizes trying to enlist a
concentration or
friendship with
anything.
you, or the actions convinced it to take expectation, meaning you could potentially convince the target to continue being your friend via mundane means. Interesting, creepy. Anything where it's like controlling you, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
whole thing.
suggestion is varies because it depends on what the action is. The target must attempt a will save to get against
And you
it, but-
failed. You didn't critically fail. So it's 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think we've had 3 turns since then. So you have another,
7.
7.
Which
So yeah, I failed my will save against your diplomacy.
Okay.
At least that's what I'm
Then
guessing. If that's a
in
DC.
your head.
So then for
Yes.
that, we're going to reduce it down to 6 turns.
Ooh, okay. I think Kyoko just says in your head, look, kid, I know you don't like when I do this, but you gotta snap out of it. Whatever she did to you, whatever they did to you, this isn't who you are. You get to choose. You get to choose what you want to do. It's your fate. I think that's what you hear in your head.
I
That's my turn.
Yes. I think you don't hear a response, but I think you almost hear a sound of fighting as if you're on the other side of a wall. You can hear blows being thrown and taken, muffled yells of 2 different people. And maybe there's a pause in one of the muffled voices that you can probably recognize is Azuka's when you speak, but then it just goes back into the very violent fight that's going on within his head.
Yeah, and I think Kyoko understands what's going on with that. In your head. But that's all she can do. I think she feels that empathy for you because she's kind of really like she's an empath. So I think as she feels those emotions that are coming from you, Mentali, are you still on me?
No.
I think
until
so.
I had jumped off.
Okay.
You jumped off?
All
Okay.
right, I jumped off.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say you could feel like the hairs, because like when something is like on your neck and you like can feel like the hairs sticking up. I think that's what's happening with Kyoko. She's like feeling that someone's intruding in her space, almost as if that's kind of what Azuka's going through.
Did you jump off? I rewatched the last episode.
I don't remember
like,
jumping
the
off,
last bit.
but I mean, you
If
can
you-
put me where you want me to
I'll
be
trust
be
you.
honest.
If you didn't do it, you didn't do it. I'm not gonna call you a liar.
I think like I hadn't had a spare action to dismount till now.
Yeah.
So if I'm able to hold on while we're dashing around, then
Sure.
I guess I am still on there.
Perfect.
And
So
you're
you
muted,
feel
Tyler.
everything that was just described. Okay.
That is
Now.
my action, because slow takes 2 actions, and my other one is my third.
So, Azuka,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Don't hurt
And I
us
think
too
this
bad,
would be
okay?
really fun. And I'm sorry that you guys don't get to hear this, but until I give a little signal, I would like everybody to take their headphones off. All right. So you're currently in the white space, duking it out with the Duke. Currently enraged, horn grown, feeling the profane gift from the succubus. What do you do?
I think I'm still feeling this drive to consume and take the Duke, essentially. And I think there were definitely like blows thrown. At first, the camera zooms in to see me holding the Duke in an arm lock where I'd taken a bite out of his hand. And he very promptly releases himself from it, and again is throwing blows, throwing each other through buildings in this space. And as it's happening, that's when I hear Kyoko's voice. And when I stop yelling and screaming in rage, I for a moment turn in the direction that it's coming from before the Duke comes and swings at me again, and that's when you get back into the fight once more. And yeah, I'm going to try again to take the Duke out.
All right. So as we were doing last time, we're doing first to 3 successes for a will save competition. First roll is you. Second one is the Duke. You have a +1 from the profane gift.
Yes.
Go ahead. Remember to hide these from them.
Yes. So this is me.
20. 19 on the die. Okay.
Okay, GM. Okay.
Jesus.
This is gonna be interesting.
A 6.
Yeah.
So with that, you are the first to 3. How do you subdue the Duke in your consciousness, in your soul?
I'm momentarily distracted by Kyoko's voice, almost resonating in this space, almost like a god themselves is speaking. It's bouncing off every single surface here. And before I can respond, the Duke comes in with a blow, knocking me through several of these now whitewashed buildings that we are currently standing in physical space, but now in mental space. And as they come in for another one, I instinctively go for a killing blow. I go as if I'm going to rip through the chest, but I think again, almost like a echo, I hear Kyoko's voice saying, "This is not you. This is not what you want." And I'm going to divert that blow, and instead of going through the chest, I'm going to go for grab the neck. I want to smash them through the ground into the space that he tried to put me in last time. In that just a split second of grasping my wits about me, switch from a lethal, possibly deadly blow to a subduing one, and push him through into that space.
So, as you turn to listen to Kyoko, you just hear the,
Azuka, I am offended. You think so little of me, you'd be willing to be distracted during our fight.
and you get launched through the buildings. You launch back, go grab him by the neck, and slam into the ground as cracks form under, and you see that opening to the space below. But this time, instead, I wish Maggie could change the music for this. When you slam into the ground, this is the third save, and you win. So the Duke's body starts to vibrate and turn into the red electricity. And slowly the body starts to dissipate and burn away as the electricity is shooting through them into you. and infusing between the scales, between every cell in your body. You feel yourself getting energized. You feel the teeth start to grow a little bit more, the horn become a little bit more pronounced as this electricity forms in. And
You still don't understand everything, do you, Zuzu? This was not the plan, but who am I to stop the acceleration of things?
and as the energy flows into you, the Duke is gone. And that hole you left starts fragmenting and falling away as the white space starts to shatter and start to fall away around you. And when that does, it crashes to the ground like panes of glass onto another space, a larger space, farther out, and you see the Duke again, sitting in a chair.
Oh, that was beautiful. You know, I thought it would take you much longer to get to this point. Man, that was just wonderful.
And we'll call that your turn.
Yeah, I think the moment that happened, he kind of snaps back into like, okay, I know what's going on now. I'm not under control.
Yeah. So, suggestion fades since the task is complete and charm is no longer affecting you. Okay. With that, Chuck, you're looking up as these 4 quasits spiral out of this black void that is slowly closing up above you. Muted. You muted.
Well, I've got 2 bullets in one gun and 1 bullet in the other. Before I have to fully reload, so I'll just take a paired shot at the closest one.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna drop that in here in case anybody forgot. I'm still gonna be laying on the ground. I'm just staring up at these things.
Yeah, no worries. Paired shot means you can fire 2 without taking a multiple attack penalty.
A 21 and a 19.
All right. Both of those do hit. Are you going after the same one or are you going after multiple?
It's the same one.
Cool.
I believe to do paired shot, it has to be at the same target.
Okay. Awesome. Then with that...
That would be 19 total damage to the one I shot at.
Woo! You shoot the arm off of one of them as he flies out, and it's just... as he starts crying and grabbing onto the stump of an arm that he has left.
Cool. We're gonna go ahead and reload the one that was out of commission and just go. Listen,
Right.
I'm still armed.
Successful. I'm just gonna say. All right. Attempt a deception check to create a diversion, or attempt an intimidation check to demoralize.
That was intimidation, clearly.
Oh, yeah.
22.
All right. So this thing rolled an 11. Let's see, what is your... Yeah, you succeed.
Cool.
So he is demoralized.
Nice. By the way, that was a 17 on the die, and my attacks were a 16 and a 18. Or wait. I don't know what they were. Were they both 16s? I don't
Mental,
know.
you're up. Red is now charging towards 4 quasits, one of them without an arm.
Okay. How close am I to them?
Red would be probably 20 feet. You on top of Kyoko are about 30.
Okay. I'll try and go a bit ham here. I want to cast Scorching Ray at 3rd level as a triple action.
Okay.
I'll post it. It also did the first roll. So I can fire it up to 3 different creatures, and I'm doing the triple action, so it is 3. And when it's a 2 action or more, it does 4d6 fire damage instead of 2d6 on a hit. And at 3rd level, that becomes 6d6, apparently.
Okay, so you're doing 66 3 times. Can it be towards the same target, or does it have to be towards?
It has to be 3
separate?
different targets, I think. So
Beautiful.
I'm gonna just fire 1 at each of the uninjured ones, and we'll see if it's enough.
Let's see how this goes.
So I guess I'll just
Alright.
hit it 2 more times.
So you need to roll a 29 to crit. And we got 1 hit already.
Yeah.
So just give me 2 more. So that misses, and that hits.
17, 22, and it's not rolled them correctly because it's rolled the standard.
So
versions.
go ahead and roll me 2 different versions, or do you want to? I'm going to give you the option: 1 66 that goes to both of them, or 2 separate 66s for each hit.
I'll do a different one each time for the fun of it.
Sounds good. These are going to the totally uninjured ones.
Are you rolling it? Or am I rolling it?
You're rolling it.
Okay. 19 for the first one. 29 for the second one. Jesus.
Jesus. The first one, you shoot it and you completely incinerate off a leg as it is now like grabbing on, and the pain is causing it to like flutter and it falls a couple of feet in the sky. The other one, you blast it so hard that you see the chest skin deteriorate down to bone, and you see like a beating heart inside as the now internal muscular structure of this demon is exposed to you, just singed immediately.
And
As
he's
you
still
see, like,
going?
red hot burn marks across his skin. He is barely hanging on.
Okay. And then with Act Together, I can give Red 1 action. Is Red in melee range of anyone right now? It's 20 feet away, right?
No, but I think you can set it so if somebody does get within range, right, you can prepare an action. Or is that? Can you prepare an action with?
It would probably take an. I think it takes a single action to set up a preparation that then would need other actions. I don't know.
It would need a reaction to go, so you could use that as your reaction.
I think I would use an action to just close the distance and get into melee range with them, so that.
Cool. Are you going
Are
after
attacks
one
of
of the hurt ones,
opportunity
or
a
you can
thing?
go after? The attacks of
I'll go
opportunity
for-
are only allowed for things that have the feet to do so.
Oh, okay. So it's not.
Tell me that.
All right. We'll do it anyway. We'll float over to I think the most injured one.
Okay. Yeah. The one that has the searing chest with the beating heart, probably you would assume is the most injured. So he just flies right up to it, gets that gravity maul ready to go. All right. With that, it is the first quasit's turn, who's going to fly straight down after being shot by Chuck, and is going to reach out one of its claws. Since it only has one now, it's just going to it flaps up into the air, turns into a dive bomb, and just goes like a fork that has fallen from a table straight down at Chuck. And with that, we're going to roll a 10. Does a 21 hit you?
No.
As it comes down, you turn to the side and it just like sticks into the ground and is now like waving back and forth. The second one is going to, knowing that Nemesis said don't attack Azuka, is going to turn, take an action, and go and fly towards Kyoko and try to attack there. All right, does a 22 hit Kyoko?
I think it does. Let me double check. Yeah, it does. My AC's 20.
Perfect. So it does action, move, attack. So it's not much damage. Wow, that's really not much damage. 5. Well,
Right.
4. 4 points of piercing damage as this
I
quasit
take
comes up
3
and
because I have temporary
slashes at you.
HP.
There you go.
Thank
Then-
you to our cooking question mark. I don't know.
The one that sees red coming at it is actually going to try to run away to the ground, but can't really get that far. So he's going to. Oh, how do you? Okay, fly towards red, slash, and then fly up. So would a 25 hit red?
Yep.
All right, which is 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Then the fourth one is also going to fly down at Chuck. Do the same thing, but because one's in the one position, he has to like position himself a little above you, and I'm assuming a 19 does not hit.
Correct.
Okay, so with that, back up to Kyoko.
All right.
That's you'll go on your turn. Okay.
I think
By the way,
Kyoko.
the engine roar of Betsy is now right outside of where you guys are. You see the headlights and you hear it charging down.
The creature that is attacking me, like near me, like close, like in my face.
Yeah, the only way it could get up to you if it was move attack, so it is right up in your space.
Is there a way for me to kind of like disengage with it? Because I'm not necessarily a tanky. Well, I'm not too bad, I suppose, but
You could risk this thing potentially having a attack of opportunity. It's up to you if you want to run away. But attacks of opportunity are something special.
because I don't think I can cast in melee, right?
I don't think there's any reason that you can't.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
if
you
it's like a
couldn't.
range thing, I think you get like a minus something penalty.
Yeah, I think I get like
Anyways.
negatives to it if I do it.
So it's like a -2 penalty or something like that.
I think that what Kyoko will do is try to bite this creature then, because that's kind of like all I can really.
Let's go.
I don't think I'm using a bow as my fox form. That might be strange.
If you could, in the world, explain to me how you do it, I'm all ears. But until then,
I don't know.
maybe Chuck can build like a shoulder-mounted, like arbalist style situation that Mentala can shoot from the top. You know?
I mean, you do have a crazy amount of tails.
That's true.
I know what the rules are now. If you cast a spell in melee range in Pathfinder, it can actually cause an attack of opportunity if they have the ability to do so.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I knew
as
it.
far as I'm
It
aware.
definitely is not a good thing for me to be casting in melee.
Yeah.
Because I used to play a wizard and it was not fun. I think that she'll just try to bite. I could definitely make an argument for using the composite longbow, but it would just be wackadoodle. I don't know.
Hey, if you want to turn into Robin,
I do have
Hood from
9
the animated
tails. That
movie.
is like have like a little turret system in the back of my tail system.
I need
wild.
this to happen.
What?
Chuck needs to make like little wristbands that can go around a tail that have these little like wrist launchers. Super here for this.
Part of me is wishing I would have got the fire ability or like the little fire abilities from my tail.
Mm-hmm.
Next upgrade, y'all. That's happening. Yeah, I'll just do the biting. Would that be unarmed fist attack style thing?
Yeah, we can go with that.
Okay. 1. Not a nat one, but a 1.
How is that not a? Oh, because you have a -1. Okay.
I'm enfeebled right now. So
That is
you go.
true, yeah.
letting you know.
First action, lunge out. It just barrel rolls out of the way. Unable to grab it.
Ooh, it barrel rolls out of the way. I think that Kyoko is going to try to move away from it then. I get 50 movement speed. Or-
So for Pathfinder, I'm just remembering this.
Mhm.
The equivalent of disengage in Pathfinder is called step, which means you just step 5 feet away. And if you do that, that counts as disengage, so you don't get opportunity attacks if you do that. But that does mean that you use a whole action to move only 5 feet. You can't move more than
Oh,
that.
so I could have
that.
stepped and then ran.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would have done. But I already attacked, so we'll just say that happens.
Okay. But you do also have 50 speed, apparently, as a fox.
Yeah, because I'm cursed, I get plus 15 to my speed.
Love that.
So my normal base speed is 35, but then I get plus 15 whenever I'm...
I just love the thought of Mintala holding onto the back of this time-warped fox, now dashing away.
It's faster than Mentala's ever traveled.
And I don't know if I get anything else whenever I shift back. But yeah, I think she's gonna run, but like around to the other side towards where she can see not Chuck.
Okay.
And then for the final thing, she's gonna try again to reach Azuka. I think like she knows that she was able to reach him. She's just trying to defend herself. Like I think like this creature's attacking her. She tries to attack back, realizes this is not going to go well for her. She's not a fighter. This is not her thing. Yeah. She's shot a crossbow once in her life. And it made her get hit by a car. It's fine. So she's going to run and try to like and be in a more defensive place behind her companion, who she knows can probably fight much better than her. And then she's going to try to like mentally reach out to her friend again, and we'll see if that works. Ooh, that's a low roll for me. 17. Not my biggest.
So this time, you feel no resistance whatsoever. So you feel the suggestion in the charm is faded. But what you do hear momentarily as you're connecting like this, you just hear a slow clap in laughter.
Okay. As Kyoko hears that, she just says, Azuka, it's gonna be all right. We can make it through this.
I have a question for you, Tyber.
Sure.
Where I am right now, can I hear that?
It is like you are underwater and somebody's talking. You know it's her tone. You know it's her. You can't make out the words.
Okay. Then I think you don't hear anything back, but you know for sure that it got through much easier than previously.
And as this starts to occur, as you hear the clapping, you see this electricity. You see Azuka's electricity. You start shooting everywhere around their body. As you see these faint glow from the little infernal script that was around the transformed areas start to pulse with the same energy. And you actually see Azuka's like physique just bolster a little bit, like they're a little bit more cut now.
Oh no. Does this look like an arcanic magic or more occultist magic?
Everything you had seen from Azuka up until this point, it's the same but more.
And I'll describe it probably more occultish from the get-go, from the very beginning when you met him. It was always kind of occult.
Okay. Right. That's all I can do on my turn.
And actually, Azuka, go ahead and increase your strength score by 2.
Oh my god, okay. That is
I'm
cool.
scared.
Why are you scared? There's nothing to be scared about.
Mm-hmm,
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm gonna attack you all. I would never.
That'd be weird. All right. As it goes to Azuka's turn, I'm going to ask everybody to take their headphones off again. Tyler.
He deafened himself in Discord.
Cool. So, back into that white space, now more expansive, but this time you notice the ground is made of this concrete, this stone, shifting in between. You have a throne that the Duke is sitting on, like laying against one arm with his leg over the other, as if he's just been watching something for a long time. As the world around you slowly turns into this almost cobblestone throne room.
What happened?
What do you mean, what happened? We fulfilled our pact.
Pact? What do you mean?
You remember, don't you? You asked me for power. The ability to save yourself and your friends. In exchange, I was able to talk to you. Be here.
I walk towards him, looking around at this throne room.
As you walk towards him, you get about 10 feet away. Before every step, you realize you're not getting any closer, and he is infinitely far away from you.
Now. This will be a celebration.
As you see, as the throne room starts to finish its construction at the top, there's this stained glass window with this neon orange light that shoots down into these strings that were attached to your forearms as they start to dissipate and fade away and untwine themselves and spiral up into the sky.
Was this part of your plan the whole time?
This was our plan, Azuka. You were the one who asked for power. If I had given you all of it at one time, your body would have, well, rejected it. It happened when you were a child. That's what happened with everything. So I do apologize for that. I was learning, but I stopped in time.
I instinctively grab my left arm when he says that. Okay, well, that explains that. I am remembering bits and pieces of the fight. Didn't expect Nemesis.
Neither did I. To be quite honest, it was definitely an unforeseen circumstance. I'd hoped to wait for this a little bit more. I'm happy that your body didn't reject me fully. That does remind me, though.
As they stand up to start walking down the steps at you.
I take one step back.
As you go to
Okay.
step back, the space in between you stays the same. As if like the space around you is warping to keep your distance from them equal.
When it happens, I, still grasping my left arm, stand up straight and tall. What now? I'll be entirely honest, I'm not a fan of being manipulated by a demon.
Neither am I. So let's remove this.
As he runs up to you, grabs your horn, and electricity from his body shoots into the horn, and you feel the tug. And as he tugs, Nemesis himself starts being pulled from your form, almost phased out of you, and you feel the connection to the profane gift lifted as he stands there now holding Nemesis by this horn that is growing out of their head.
I do not like it when interlopers from the abyss meddle in my affairs, so if you can go and tell Nocticula to stop sending her little mistakes into the plains, I would appreciate that.
And Nemesis starts fighting back with this. You can never be as good as Azuka can. This is not your... And as they start to speak, a hand grabs him at the throat.
Come on now. Let's end this.
And they break their neck. And Nemesis falls to the ground. And the body starts to dissipate from that space. All right, that's the end of the turn. Everybody else, we're good to put the ears back in? Okay. Okay.
Cool. Okay.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I'm scared. There were like things going on people's faces, and I'm like, what is happening? What can I see?
A little gesture.
Kai, what do I see?
You see electricity infusing Azuka's body with power.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't like that.
What are these little things attacking us called again?
Quasits.
Say
They're-
again?
Quasit. QUA.
Quasit. I heard faucets and I'm like, why is the sink attacking me?
Yep. Whirlpool, sink, stainless steel coming right at you.
That's
Use a
Chuck's
hydro
worst
pump.
enemy. Faucets.
All right. So
that
these
is now Chuck's turn.
Yeah. You kind of hear a chuckle come out of Chuck. And I'm going to have Betsy run into both of these quasits.
All right,
Yeah.
roll me attack with Betsy. Because both the quasits are right where you are. I'm going to say
Yeah.
because you know it's coming, you can dip out of the way.
Yeah, I got to roll with Betsy. I'm pulling up. What? Oh, I don't have the character sheet. It just says bio and info. I can't find an attack or anything on there.
On
I
your,
put Betsy there as a just a placeholder for an inventory. So
Oh.
go ahead and do a what would that be? I think the last time we did a dexterity check for an attack. But I think this time we're going to use acrobatics because you're proficient with it. Yeah, go ahead and use your acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Can
Or
I use
crafting.
Or crafting?
So I feel like that's your capability with machines. So either it's your dexterity to be able to drive the thing,
All
or
right. I'm doing
No.
acrobatics.
okay.
Oh, that's great. I nat one.
Nat one. Okay. Kyoko had run up to you. Run up nearby. Make another attack with -4. And if it hits either you or Kyoko's AC. If
All right,
Kyoko gets hit
so
by
just
another
put a
card-
-4 on this next acrobatics roll, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm also on the back of Kyoko.
Mm-hmm. Does a 23 hit either of you?
yes.
It hits
I have a
me
20.
too.
I have a 20 AC.
And I believe we said 4d10 was the bludgeoning damage from Betsy.
Yep.
Yep. Go ahead and roll 4d10 against all of you.
Why
Is that me as
why?
well?
Kyoko
Yep.
has been hit by a. Kyoko's like, I'm gonna catch them all.
Oh, no!
By catch, I mean get hit by every.
Oh.
I rolled really high on the
every move.
damage.
Oh no!
So out of a
Kyoko is
potential
not
40,
looking great.
out of a potential 40, Chuck, Tala, and Kyoko all take 29 points of bludgeoning damage,
That's
And you are-
literally half my health.
and you are knocked to the side out of the way as Betsy goes through.
Oh my god!
I believe I'm bloodied now.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I'm below
I'm at
half.
half health.
You just hit the entire party aside from Azuka with a car.
The most
This is
Including
Betsy's
red
fault,
because
okay?
it's linked to my health.
Guys, I just want this. The most damage that I have ever been able to do to you guys has come from Tyler.
No, you hit me with a car.
Yeah.
All right,
For like
well,
40
Still didn't do
something.
29. Okay. Was it?
Um,
40?
I'm gonna stand up now. Yep, that's
Oh
my turn.
God.
Okay. Mintala, you're up.
What were you trying
So
to
am
do with
I
that?
prone now? Where have I
I was
ended up
trying to
having
hit the
been run
closet.
over?
Make-
the
Make an
things
athletics
and-
check to see if you can hold on to Kyoko. If you
Okay.
want to dismount, you can.
I'll try and hold
We
on.
Give you the option to.
4. I
No, you do
fall
not.
off.
You get hit and you slam into a nearby wall as Kyoko is launched in a different direction. Kyoko just
Am I
tumbles under the wheel. And just
Am I prone now, or am I just like standing
You're
off
prone.
to the side?
Yeah, we'll say
okay,
you're
yeah,
prone.
I'm just on the floor. Okay.
Got hit by a car.
How many quasits are left again? Are they still all
Uh,
standing?
All of them are left. There
Okay.
is one that is uninjured that is right next to Chuck. There's one that is injured right next to Chuck. There's one that is 10 feet above Red. And there is one that is where Kyoko ran from. About 30 feet away
Okay.
from you.
Is there one in melee range of Red right now? Did you say?
There's one 10 feet above Red.
Okay.
So you could easily get to it. Because he went up, slashed, and then went up into the air.
I think I'm gonna try a magic missile just from the floor.
Okay.
We've been here
So-
before. I want to
You believe-
target one at the really messed up quasit, and then two at the next most messed up one.
All right. So the one that is attacking Red is the one that is the most hurt. And then the next most messed up one is actually equal at 19. One was back at Kyoko. One is next to Chuck.
Okay, Chuck just ran me over. I'm gonna go for the one that's attacking Kyoko.
Oh, God.
The spite
and
of the sprite.
Love that.
I don't know what's going
It's a
on.
wonderful
Maybe
episode
Chuck's
title.
possessed too. Maybe Betsy's possessed. Who knows? Something's going on.
I'm so curious to see
Why,
what Ray
Betsy?
thinks about this.
Why?
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Betrayal.
nothing worse than a woman scorn, you
Or
know.
maybe Red's into it. I don't know.
First one at the.
He's like, yeah,
First
hit
one
me
of the
again.
injured.
Oh, God.
Red was in the
one-
air.
The most
Red
injured
didn't get
one is a
hit.
5, and the next are 2 3s. So the guy attacking Red takes 5. The guy attacking Kyoko takes 6.
So the one that is next to Red, you blast off both of its legs as it dissipates into the cinders from the previous scorching ray, and it is just now 2 arms and a torso flying with half a wing, just like
Oh my god,
really
it's still
trying to-
alive.
It had literally 1 hit point, man.
God
One hit
damn
point.
it.
No.
But it's right there for Red. Or you can turn Red into a meteor and drop down on the one that has not been hit yet next to Chug.
No, that
I don't think, unfortunately, he can like drop because he now just flies. So I think. Wait, can you choose to just drop? I guess you can just choose to
guess.
not
I will
fly.
say that you can choose not to fly, and you can add the fall damage onto the attack, but you will also take the fall damage.
Oh,
and you have
boy.
to roll. There's a 25% chance you hit Chuck.
I mean, that's what Tyler said. That's not what I said. So you got hit by a car and got moved. So
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Oh dear.
It's fair.
Only
I
got
was
the one action
distracted,
left.
You know?
The one action has to be done by Red because I've used all my 3. And Red's just gonna float up to the one above him, just so that
Okay.
this guy has to use his action to move, or he'll get smushed.
Okay. So you just float up.
I eventually just like I feel like every flying motion of this giant rock monster is like it feels strained. It feels like gravity is very unhappy about what's happening and is making its anger known.
Oh, I'm gonna get you. Oh, I'm gonna get you.
It's like you know what it's like? It's like in Iron Man 1 when the giant the Ironmonger suit is flying. It's like that should not be flying, but it is
Yeah.
through sheer force of will.
Yep. And solid fuel rockets.
It's that. Yep.
All right. And with that, that was magic missile was all 3. One
Yep.
for Red to move. Okay, we're up to the quasits. The one quasit that is just like up top is just going to use its last bit of effort to attack Red. 17.
Miss.
He just runs up and slaps Red, just like, like it's just trying. It's about to fall apart. The 2 that are next to Chuck are both going to fly over and do 2 attacks each. So first attack is a 30 to hit. The second is a 30, or is a 26 with the second attack penalty. So I'm assuming both of those hit.
Who are they attacking?
You.
Oh, you just said fly over. I thought they were going after red. Yes, both of those hit. My AC is a 22.
Okay, so you're going to take 12 points of piercing damage as the quasits come over and just start clawing into you.
Great. I am low health. I don't know how to say what level that would be.
Either hurt, wounded, bloodied.
17
is
out
like-
of 58?
It's getting bloody. Getting bloody. Then the one that was over by Kyoko is going to do 2 move actions to fly over to Kyoko's now prone fox form. And do one attack and an 18 for a 29.
I mean, yeah, that hits. I mean,
Yeah.
do you even need to roll if I'm prone? No, I'm just kidding.
Then you take 6 points of piercing damage as he just runs over and just stabs right into her little fox belly.
Ouch. You hear a yip. A little yip. In agony.
And with that, Kyoko.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some heals so that I can then heal my homies. You're close to me, Mentala, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one heal that's 2 actions on me and one heal that's 1 action on him.
Okay.
That makes sense. So I need to do, I think it's 2d8 and then a 1d8 and the extra healing.
Wait, if you use the 3 action, it hits a
20.
30-foot emanation.
Of all things.
Oh,
Even
that-
the quasits.
but that would heal the enemies.
Yep.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. Would it though? Are they? They're living. Yeah. So it would heal them.
Yeah, they are living.
So 1d8 plus 8, and then.
So, Drac, would this be
1d8.
like negative, or would this be positive or good damage, or would this just be like healing versus hurting?
So with undead, healing hurts basically. So
Okay.
positive, healing is usually matched with the word positive, and it's positive damage. So
Gotcha.
normal living things just gain health from positive damage, whereas undead will take damage from positive.
Yeah. So if they're
But
undead,
Quasits aren't undead.
No.
right?
but I don't think they're living, so they would heal.
Demons!
So I'm taking 15 and you're getting 5 HP. Mentala.
All right.
All right.
And you just see as like Kyoko's kind of like laying there, her towels spread out, but like a light, almost warm glow kind of emanates over her body. And it's almost like she shifts from like where she is into like another form, like where she was like healed more. Like it's just like, it's not like when you think of like, oh, a heal, it slowly heals. It's just more like a shift in time, and it like fluctuates between it. And then all of a sudden she's like in this other time. Same with your body. You almost like fluctuate from like where you are into another, and then you're healed.
It's like
The
you pulled us
distortion.
from a timeline where we didn't get quite so injured.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool as hell.
Okay, then with that, Azuka, everybody headphones off.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
What are
sorry.
you doing to him? I'm scared. I don't even get to call
Nothing.
out to him this time.
Nothing he didn't sign up for. All right. So the body of Nemesis is now on the ground, dissipating into this black light. As they say, don't worry, Azuka. I will find you again, and my gift will be bountiful. I promise. As it fades away.
I don't believe I'm going to say this, but thank you for that.
You're welcome.
But I'm still confused. Where are we? I thought I knew my mind, but this isn't it?
No, this is our soul, Azuka. This is where we reside. Your soul is an outer layer that coalesces around mine. A sphere within a sphere. I can hold this dominion for as long as I need and do with it what I will.
When he says that, I visibly become a bit more on edge as I look around. So what now?
Now our pact is done. I have nothing more that I can force into you for any given task, unless you wanted to make another pact.
I appreciate the offer, but no.
Okay.
I think I'm at a point where I'm gonna try to stop making deals with devils, especially ones that I don't know the actual name of.
I tell you my name. You're open to more pacts? His eyes flutter and look at you directly.
Do you have any ill intent towards the Duke?
No, I think it's very clear that he just wants to know who this is. It's almost like having a stranger in your house and be like, "Hey, can I just at least know you're not
Who
a
are you?
criminal?" Like, who are you? At least give me your name.
Yeah. I don't want to be rude here, but this is my house. Okay.
Yeah,
Totally.
like, yeah. I think it's very clear. Like, just I want to know what exactly is going on. It's basically like, you know a lot about me. At least let me know something about you.
Totally fair.
And I imagine in this space, and in maybe not so much in his layer, but I think at very least in this layer, it's probably harder for him to hide that, because I think he did definitely hid anything that any kind of motive he had in his almost shared, but still more of his space up top. But now
Okay.
down here, he's not even trying to hide that.
All right.
So, I tell you my name, and what do I get?
Honestly, that depends on what you want. I'll be honest with you. And I think I've mentioned this before, but I fully intend on separating, finding a way for you to not be within me. And I'm sure that's also something you would love. That's my goal at the end of the day. But I at least want to know who I'm sharing this soul with, or have been for the past 20-something years now.
Fair. Then let's leave it at this. I tell you my name, and you harbor no ill will towards me in your attempt to separate. You do not attempt to destroy me, to rid yourself of me. You try a way to amicably separate.
I spit on my hand and put out a hand. Deal.
So then a pact is made.
As he goes to reach your hand, electricity forms into these chains and links your forearms together as you feel energy from them pulse into you.
And so it is done. The chains recede from your hands. He walks back up the steps to the throne, spins around, flutters out his coattails, sits down at the throne, leans back. Well, Azuka, I guess I can finally say it's nice to meet you. My name is Belial.
And we're going to end the turn there. We'll say with that, the space starts to fall apart and dissipate.
Okay.
We're good?
We're all good.
Yep, we're good.
Okay.
Okay. So with that, it is now, Azuka will say you get one action.
Okay.
Did we get Maggie back?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, so you see Azuka having the past few seconds bulked up a little bit, the black electricity sparking off of his body. And And I think very suddenly he whips an arm out, and I'm going to try and attack one of the quasits if there's any within 15 feet of me with my chain.
Yes, because Chuck was within 15 feet of you and Chuck got attacked. So there are two right there. There's one that is injured and one that is not.
I'll go with the one that's injured and try to take
Okay.
that out. Okay. 20
Hits.
for 10 points of bludgeoning damage as I whip the chain out and slam into the quasit.
This is the
And
uninjured.
yeah, no, this is the injured. I'm going for the injured
Okay.
one. And the kind of glaze over my eyes fades. And actually, I'm curious now because of what you described. Do I still have the horn in roll space?
Do you want to? I'm going to ask you this as an in-depth question into Azuka's soul. Does Azuka want that to be there?
I'm trying to separate Azuka and Drac because it'll be cool to be like a unicorn. No. I think he like at the end of the day he wants to just be a normal human as much as possible. So I think no, he wouldn't want that.
And the lightning that coalesces around you attacks the horn and causes it to just fade away, burn off. And it burns right down to the forehead.
As I think still a bit swaying a bit on my feet, look around and see.
You do have a nice little scar. Goes like across and a little into the little hairline.
Yeah. I imagine it was bleeding for a bit, and even just the black electricity almost looks like it stitches it just enough to stop the bleeding. But yeah, swaying on my feet, I look around as if I'm just seeing the scene for the first time, and I see Kyoko, Mintala, and Chuck looking beat up as hell, like they've just been run over because they have. And I just go, oh crap, okay, and just immediately goes back into fighting stance because he knows fully well that right now is not really time for talking, it's for acting.
Oh, now you show up.
All right.
Yes, a lot's happened.
Mintala.
So are all four of them still standing?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Surprisingly, yes.
I'm gonna do a take two of the move I did before. I'm gonna magic missile, same distribution, one for the guy that's somehow still alive.
It is
And
right
two-
in front of Red, by the way.
Oh, okay. I smash it then. Red deserves
So-
to smash.
Do you want to smash with magic missile and then have Red come down and attack? Because I looked up the rules for fall damage.
I want Red to smash this one with the gravity maul.
Go
He's
for it.
been carrying this thing for ages. He's never got to use it. We're gonna give it a go.
Hey, you can slam it into the ground and do even more.
22,
Yeah,
8 damage, and that was a bad roll.
It was a really bad roll. Yeah. How does Red obliterate this quasit that's in front of him with the gravity maul?
There's no finesse to it. He just winds up and just takes this thing through it, just like big swing, hits it with enough force that like what is left of the middle just comes out with the maul, and there's bits that just left that just kind of scatter and fall and I don't know,
So
turn
as the
to
hammer
embers.
connects, the quasit folds around it, gets launched forward, and as you get halfway through the swing, the gravity pulse comes off of it, launches the limbs scattering, and the torso gets shot like a baseball.
Beautiful.
All right.
Then he can
The magic missile
float
one.
down, or I'm going to do a telekinetic projectile on the one that's on the ground.
Okay. Injured one
Which
or
is a 2 action.
Injured?
The injured one, I
Cool.
think would be better. What can I grab? What's around? Is it just another crate?
There's rocks, there's fragments of wood, there like from places on the ground where things have been lifted off. There's a lot of shrapnel from when the car came by. There's like metal sheet from the warehouse nearby. Like there's quite a bit. There's just like
I'll
a
grab some
stack of
metal
nuts and bolts.
sheet. That seems fun. Just like some corrugated iron.
Yeah, do it.
And I should have rolled this with a -5, I think, because I think I and Red share multi-attack bonuses or negatives, whatever you call it.
So this would be
Penalties.
-4 then.
And I already only rolled a 16, so it's not happening.
You, as this buzzsaw of metal goes right past the closet as it turns and goes.
And then act together. Red gets a single action to just float down to the nearest one.
Okay. Which would be the uninjured one that is right next to Chuck.
Alright.
Cool. Then, with that, it is the quasit's turn. The uninjured one and the injured one are going to keep attacking Chuck.
I didn't get my turn.
You didn't. You were supposed to go after Azuka. Chuck, your turn. Got 2 quasits now.
I was a little confused there for a bit.
I'm
so-
sorry.
Man, I'm like, sir. All right, I'm
There's a
gonna.
lot going on in my head, okay?
All right, so
Different
I have an
stories.
uninjured one next to me. You said.
One that is uninjured and one that is very injured.
Oh, gotcha. I'm gonna shoot at the very injured one,
Sounds great.
and I'm gonna use the rest of my bullets.
Let's do it.
A 31
Hits.
and a 36.
Definitely hits.
Either of those crits.
Both.
Oh, so it takes 36 points of damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
Well,
obliterate. You killed this thing 2 times over. How did you explain this to me? Paint me a Chuck picture.
Chuck was like, he looks down at his guns and he goes, "Well, I got one each," and he basically leans back, fires both at the same time straight at this thing's face, and it just absolutely discorporeates as both bullets hit at the exact same time.
So not only do the bullets hit the head at the same time, but they collide inside the skull, creating this micro detonation that makes the head just explode, and a headless quasit just falls to the ground and starts burning and disintegrating slowly.
And then I'm going to use my free action to put one of my guns away. And I'm going to try and do battle medicine on Kyoko.
So she is around 15 feet away from you right now.
Oh, 15 feet?
Yeah.
I can move. Maybe. Hold on.
It would be
Free
2
action,
actions.
2 actions. Ooh. I
Yeah.
only have one more action left, so
Well,
I guess
is paired shots is 2 actions. You get 3 actions total.
Correct.
So
correct.
battle medicine. So you could do that and move if you like to get over to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna heal myself.
Okay.
How do I do the
So-
treat wounds thing?
You have to set a medicine check.
Yeah. So, what proficiency do you have in medicine? Because it depends on that. Are you trained? Are you untrained?
I
Trained?
am expert.
Expert. Okay. So
Yeah.
I think you're decent.
So you're doing a
So-
treat wounds action. Let's see.
So I roll a medicine check, right?
Yes, and you can
Yes.
choose between different DCs that you want.
I'm doing the lowest DC.
So that would just be a
Actually-
trained one. So it's a 15.
Oh, I rolled an 18, so yay.
Great. So you do 2d8 healing.
Sweet.
How do you heal yourself? What do you do? Like, what is the thought process behind it? Is it like a quick stitch? Is it taking like the red hot barrel of the gun and cauterizing?
Oh, he's taking the red hot barrel of the gun and pressing it against his skin.
Perfect. It's funny, as you do that, You don't actually feel any pain, but the wound itself starts to heal up, and you see like the heat almost drained from you and go into your veins as the wound heals.
Probably
As you
still
guys
has
see-
a stench of burnt skin, but
Oh yeah, definitely. A little bit of sulfur.
nothing like a little burn to get your adrenaline back up.
I mean, we all know what burnt skin smells like, but also add a little bit of sulfur into that. It smells wonderful.
I just love that like Chuck talks to himself when he's doing stuff. Like, no, that's not for anybody else.
great.
That's just for him.
Oh, yeah. You're doing great, buddy. You're doing wonderful. All right. So now it's the quasits. One of them is still over you, going to make the attack that was the 19. Oh, wait, what was it? What was it? Do we say?
I don't think you even rolled.
I don't think I rolled yet. Yeah. That was the last time. All
'Cause
right.
I caught
Roll
it before
5.
you did it.
16. Misses. Gonna attacks again. Nat 20. So that would be a 31 minus 4 to a 27, which is still a crit.
Yeah, because it's a nat 20. It's still a crit.
Yeah, so that's okay. And then the third one doesn't hit. So you take another, we're going to say 4d6. No, it'd be 2d6 total. All right.
Good thing I healed the 9. I just, got it back.
Plus 4. So that'd be 13.
Oh, great. Just great.
So that one's gone. And the other one that is next to Kyoko is just going to keep trying to lay into you.
Yeah. And I'm
one attack.
still laying down. So
29. Second attack would be a 13. And the second two dice. So one hits,
yeah, one hits.
and you take 8 points of piercing damage.
Oof. 8 points, you said?
8 points.
Okay.
Then it goes back up to Kyoko.
All right. I think Kyoko is going to stand up, one action.
Okay.
And as she's standing up, because this is all kind of happening at the same time, she says to Azuka, I knew you could do it, kid.
Yeah.
And
There's a lot I need to tell you.
Well, let's talk after. And she's going to 5-foot step back. And then just this awful, haunting, like cacophony of weird fox noises comes out of her mouth as a haunting hymn is sung.
That'd be a 19. So I failed to save.
Whew. And that means you take 10 damage. I don't think it's crit, right?
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
But you do some solid damage to this thing. As you scream, you guys see the ripple of the sound effects, the sound waves through the air as this quasit skin starts to just tear on its own like a black canary scream. And ears start to bleed, eyes start to bleed. As this thing just, as its body is almost tearing itself apart.
He's like this. It's kind of like what you hear, but it's like, sounds just like a weird fox noises, but like in their minds, it's like pushing
I love
into
that
the
so
space.
much.
I just love foxes. They make weird noises. It's awesome.
They really do.
It's really weird. You're like,
do.
what is happening?
Is that so that's one
all
action. So you got two more.
No, that's all
Oh, you-
three of my actions. I stood up, I 5-foot
Okay.
step,
There
and
you
then I sung
Blasted.
a beautiful hymn that wrecked their ears.
go. Beautiful him. Just beautiful. All right. Azuka.
Yeah. So the closest one to me is how far away?
Say 10, 15 feet.
10. Okay, so I'll still use my movement. So I'm going to, and that's the one that was attacking Chuck, if I
Yes.
understand correctly. Okay.
It is undamaged.
Oh my god. Okay, cool. I'm gonna use my movement, so one action to move up to it, and then I'm going to use distracting spell strike as I suddenly duck and then weave and go for a punch. I'm gonna use which means I feint. I'm gonna use a feint first and do a deception check to get flat-footed.
Okay.
So let's see. Ooh. 19.
That'd be against their will.
Yeah.
It'd be a 19. All right. Meets it, beats it.
Okay. So that's so now it's flat-footed against this strike that I'm about to do.
Mhm.
As I go in for probably a roundhouse kick. I think I just try to kick it away. Just add -2 from its AC basically for this strike. 29.
Yeah, that's a crit.
Okay, awesome. So that is, and I'm going to be putting, as I go for this kick, you see my foot kind of spark with first like electricity, then almost catch a flame in black flames as I put produce flame into this kick and deal so that would be 5, 10, and then 9 is double as well, so 18, 28 points of fire damage. Like kick it into the ground.
It bounces like a basketball.
And then bounce back onto my feet and prepare for another onslaught when it's my turn next. As I say, I'm really sorry I'm late, and this is definitely my fault, and you can scold me later. I know I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, as I'm just yelling this out as I'm throwing this kick. And that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Chuck. You did.
I said cool. That's all I said. I am going to casual reload.
Okay.
So, both my guns have one again. I'm free actioning and redrawing my other pistol. And simply saying, I hope you know how to stitch somebody up, because I ain't doing this myself when it's your fault. And he's gonna take both of his shots.
Go for it.
Paired shot.
Jack's like, I don't know if you want me to stitch you up.
Hey, I'm great at
29 and 30.
Double crits again.
So
Lowest damage you could roll kills this thing. You bam bam.
Jeez, 30.
You kill it. You shoot it in a way that it detonates again, and Azuka gets splattered with quasit blood that then evaporates into that black light.
immediately after firing, Chuck just kind of takes a seat in the dirt and it's like, oh, what a night.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
We're at Mentala. There's one quasit left that is over Kyoko.
You're muted.
Muted.
Can I Ray of Frost it without hitting Kyoko?
Sure.
I'm gonna
I
give
believe
that a
that's
go.
a single target attack, and I believe it's an AoE. So, yeah.
And I stepped
I was
back.
thinking it was a.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was getting mixed up.
Yeah, because you and Chuck are a little ahead, closer to the. Actually, I don't know where Chuck is necessarily.
21.
21 hits, 6 damage, just kills it. You
Nice.
shoot out this ray of frost, this blue energy coalesces into a beam, hits the quasit dead center, and you see it start to convert into this frostbitten statue that just falls to the ground, shatters everywhere. Then starts to dissipate into black light. As this combat has ended.
And Kyoko in response to what Azuka had said in the middle of combat, says, "Well, you should have known better. What were you thinking going out here by yourself?"
I thought they knew something about my situation because I'd been in the dark of it for a long time, and they seemed to imply that they knew something about it.
Well, you definitely owe me because I'm the one who caught you leaving.
Yeah. I can't. I'm not great at stitching wounds. I will make you.
I'll
make you
stitch up
breakfast.
your wounds, Chuck. I got him covered.
I never meant it literally anyway.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well-
let's all just get in the car and get back to where we're staying. I'll have to explain this to... Well, come up with a story for Geo that this makes sense.
Did you? I don't remember everything that happened. You all look kind of rough, though. Were you just fighting the quasits? Were there
Don't worry, kid.
others?
Don't worry, Azuka. It wasn't your fault. And Kyoko
The
will
whole
look
night
at Chuck.
was their fault. What do you mean it wasn't their fault?
Maybe we need to work on our team combat coordination.
Listen, Red, I don't know what you said to Betsy, but she really had some scorn tonight.
Don't you put this on Red. Red, you
what
did
I
nothing
do?
wrong. You didn't do anything,
Yeah.
Red. He's being mean.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
I think as Kyoko's kind of getting into the vehicle, she just kind of is looking at Azuka and looking him over. Do I sense anything different? Strange?
What are you doing to try to censor?
Maybe she puts her paw on them if they'll allow.
I allow it.
And during the ride, she'll like read the psychometric resonance.
What emotions are Azuka feeling in this moment?
Ooh. I think,
There's a lot going on there.
yeah. I think it's a lot of definitely guilt. There's definitely like a healthy dose of guilt there. But also a level of relief. It's a weird combination. It's a whole lot of guilt, some relief, a little bit of anxiety, and all of that is like, you can sense that it's on the verge of becoming numb, like feeling so many things that like his brain is like, okay, maybe we should stop feeling things because it's gonna, you're a bit overwhelmed right now. So like on that very edge of reaching so overwhelmed that they become numb, but you feel those three emotions as they reach that
gotcha.
peak.
I think with you just feel like a slight squeeze from the paw on your leg, I guess. And it's almost like, you know, when like cats make biscuits type of thing, but it's like without the claw shoes. And she just says, just in your head, not to everybody else while we're driving. I don't know if anyone else is talking at the same time, but look, it's all right to feel things.
Yeah, I just don't know what to do with those feelings right now.
Sometimes it's good to cry. Sometimes you just gotta shout. Howl at the moon. Whatever works for you.
I think I will cry.
That's a good one. Oldie but goodie.
And I think he just kind of cries, kind of silently cries. It's not heavy sobbing or anything like that, but it just lets the tears flow as they kind of lean forward in the seat of the car.
And if you allow, she'll kind of like brush your tears away with her tail.
Yeah, they'd allow.
And then she will kind of like wrap her other, like one of her other tails around you to kind of like comfort you. And I know sometimes it might be easy to think you can trust other people, especially when you think they might have something that'll help you, information, an item, whatever it might be. But you know there's people trying to get to you.
I just thought maybe they want one of them.
I know. We always want the best in people. We want to see them be the ones that are going to help us. But even those, we should be cautious of. The ones that seem the most friendly, sometimes they're the ones you have to worry about the most.
He just silently nods at that.
And this wonderful, heartfelt connecting moment is suddenly brought back to reality of Mintala and Chuck arguing in the front seat. No, don't go that way. You don't want to go around there. No, watch this place. No, that's not safe. Don't go there. Promise me on that. And you see that Mintala is seeing all of the different paths that the car can take as they're slowly getting to that purple red of danger, as you think that some of the Mafia cars are coming to check out what all of the gunfire, screams, and then battle sounds were. So I'm going to need survival checks from Mintala and either acrobatics or crafting from Chuck to see how well you drive and if you stay away from... Okay.
In this case, would it be better if I rolled my lore urban terrain?
100%. Go
Ooh,
for it.
Nice.
Fantastic, because that's infinitely better than my survival. Actually, oh no, it's the same. I just misread. We'll roll it anyway, because I never get to. 19.
Okay. You guys are racing through the streets, and you get to a point where you get to a T intersection with a Mafia car on the far side coming towards you that you're about to intercept, and you have to flip it into reverse because you got caught off by this guy. We're going to do a couple of skill checks here to see if you guys are able to get out of the scene without being picked up by these guys, okay? With this, we're looking at a DC of 20 now to avoid being caught.
Same roll again?
Same roll again.
Oh no. 11.
All right. Tyler, got to beat a 20.
Oh,
Exactly
right
a
on the
20.
dot.
So the scene is you are driving away. Mintala calls out a path, and you're like, that's not the way to go. Play that out with you guys.
You're muted. You're still muted.
Listen, Betsy ain't gonna turn fast enough to go down that path. We just gotta go off-road.
Okay, just as long as you don't go that way. That way's bad.
He's already turning and completely ignoring everything Ventala's saying. I'm like, I'm going the way that Betsy's taking me now.
So you have that as the tires squeal. You get to an off-ground into a park. You're driving through. You go over a bump that goes over a little sewer vent, and you're back onto another street. Roll me another beat 20 to get out of this without being caught by...
I like the way that
Mafia
roll played out because he rolled betters, so he just didn't listen to Mentala, and that's why it actually helped us. I like that. That's cool.
Oh,
19.
God, no.
19 and 13.
Okay.
Ooh.
So it
Do
starts
you have a
having
hero point, Min?
Oh, I do actually. How does that work? Is it a reroll?
It's a reroll.
Yeah.
Take the reroll.
And we'll give it a go.
Yes.
24.
Yes.
All right. You saw the rolls. Play this out.
No, just stop here, Go that way. Down there. I know it's like an alley, but it'll fit. It'll work.
Fine. He just spins the wheel. Probably haphazardly, like waving back and forth as he groans in injury, and it's like, this better work.
So again, as Betsy squeals to the side, Betsy's butt just smacks into a mailbox, launches that into somebody's yard, and you guys drift off and drive off into the night. Into the city, and you see behind you, you duck into an alleyway, turn off the car, as you guys all duck down, and cars go right past you, completely unknowing that you're even part of the scenario. You are now about a mile and a half away with all of the cars past you that are heading, and you've made it through the check.
I'm gonna AoE heal us all.
All right.
So I think that is.
I also love the idea that you're cuddle healing right now.
And is that if I do that, is it the 1d8 plus 8 to all three or to 30 minutes?
No, it's just 1d8, but to everyone.
To everyone, yeah.
So it doesn't also take the effect of the two actions where it increases the hit points restored by 8?
It's kind of like you can
choose
one person and get a good amount of healing, or choose a bunch of people and just get the average amount of healing.
Gotcha.
It says 2 actions. The spell can make a range of 30 feet if you're healing. Because that's only 2 actions. Then can I use a third action to heighten it?
So it's you choose which category of action.
AoE.
Heightening's changing the spell level.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 actions takes up the full. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Not the greatest, but
Everybody takes
I feel like
5.
your spell casting should be added to those. It's crazy.
I feel like well, that's like, even in D&D, that's special to like the life clerics. So having that guaranteed is always nice.
Yeah, maybe it have to be like a life oracle or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's also to balance how way more useful medicine checks are in Pathfinder in comparison to D&D.
Yeah, which I'm good at medicine checks too.
Easier. It's like in Pathfinder, you get hit more, but you also can heal more. So it's like it kind of battles out.
Yeah, but if I do medicine checks, it's like 1 at a time. So
you actually do see, and I love this from chat, outside the car, any like flower that was struggling to bloom just instantly as
I think it's more like
garden-
it just shifts to like another time, like to
you see it then
summer or
rapidly
something.
grow and bloom
to
where it would be in this time.
It's like it teleports. It's like bloop bloop from like another time frame. I love that.
It's like you hear.
Wait, does this affect Betsy? Does it fix Betsy?
Yeah, I think
Betsy is not a living thing.
Damn
it. Sorry.
But if we believe hard enough, like Red.
I mean,
if you believe in magic in a young car's heart.
Everyone gets 5
background.
5 HPs back.
Yeah, there is literally a background called "Wished Alive," which just is that someone wishes hard enough and you came to life. So maybe one day, Betsy can be wished alive. Who knows?
If we all
Maybe
wish
that's
really
how Mentala's wife or fiance came to be.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I just want a girlfriend.
This is a downgrade to fiance. That's we're improving.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Like you're happy. It's like, look, you're not calling them the wife anymore. I'm just happy. I'll take fiance.
Well, they're not married yet.
Fair.
That's
Fair.
the
Step
rest
by
of the
step,
drive
we'll
home.
walk it back.
What was that, Tyler?
My dex was for the rest of the drive home.
Okay. Then I'm going to make a little roll to see if you guys are noticed by anybody along the way.
Ooh.
Cool. All right. Where do you guys go?
Back to the house that
Safehouse.
Azuka decided to teleport out of.
Okay. To set the scene, the moon is high, the night is dark, lights on the streets, getting the sidewalk, getting the midsection. As you're driving back, just boom, 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 going past. You get back to the house, pop open the garage, take Betsy inside. It's a fairly basic garage. It's not really meant to have a full mechanic setup. No, this is your safe house. So you'll have basic tools. You'll have basic tools here. We didn't roll super high on this one.
No.
But you guys get inside. You're safe for the moment. But as you're leaving, roll me perception checks, everybody.
We're leaving the house?
As you're leaving the car.
Oh.
Ooh, 20.
Oh, Shit, I
Whoa,
rolled a 30.
30, 20, 27.
That's a 19 on the dice.
Ooh, give me
Um,
perception. There we go. 21.
There is
12 of the die.
blood and evidence of where you guys were and what you were doing on Betsy, as well as on you guys. Some of you look really roughed up. And notice that if anybody was to come over and see you right now, they would very much know, okay, these guys dealt with some shit tonight.
All right, guys. We need to have a chat and get our story straight. Because this ain't gonna heal overnight.
Also, does anybody know prestidigitation?
Do I look like a guy that can throw magic bullets out my ass?
I think that maybe someone just needs to clean the car, and I can help with the healing.
No, I'm talking about the story. Because we can heal pretty far, but we're not gonna look unscathed. As far as I understand. I'll make sure Betsy looks like she has not been to that locale. But I think it's important that we have some sort of explanation that could actually kind of help us in a way.
Well, what you thinking?
Well, remember what we talked about last time and the fact of wanting the monster to let us out of the cage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gio cares for you, Kyoko. And I know he cares for me. And the one thing he's always been scared of is the man in shadows. We can use this as if they came for us and we managed to get out. It would also explain why the man in shadows is here.
That's an easy
But-
sell if you think that'll work with him.
Technically, it's not a lie.
Okay, so the man in shadows came. Were we here, or did we end up at the docks?
We were never at the docks.
Are you
So we were
suggesting
here.
that
He attacked
they
us here.
Came for us.
Yes.
Wouldn't that just make him beef up security around us?
To a degree. But also, if we work it right, I think it could allow us to be under less suspicion.
Hmm.
I
What
don't
about-
know Gio, so I can't really say yes or no to what I think would work with him. It's up to you two.
What about his friend?
Well, Man in Shadow's been known to strike in multiple places in one night.
Or maybe
There's definitely enough evidence of my bullets around that place.
That works then. If you think you can pull it off, then I guess it's a plan. And if it fails, you find a way out. It'll be fine. Be fine.
If it fails, the truth will set you free.
Let's make
I'm-
sure we're well rested so that if it does come to a fight, we can do that.
Yeah.
Also, sorry about Betsy.
Who did you
Rub
run
my
over?
arm.
What do you think Lion gets us in this situation?
He ran over all of us. And himself.
Oh,
What do you mean by lying getting us, Kyoko?
What does Lion get us if we lie to Geo?
In the long run, I think it'll be him allowing us to actually leave this place.
What makes you think that?
I've known this man for a long, long time.
You knew who the man was before he became who he is today.
You're right. But I don't think he'd let rekindling friendships in his power to politely pass through.
But what's to say he's not going to let us leave?
Well, if he finds what we're wrapped up in, I don't think he'd want us to leave. I'd think he'd want Azuka's power for his own.
Well, we wouldn't have to tell him about Azuka.
What do you have in mind then?
I'm just curious. I tend to prefer the truth over anything else. And I understand sometimes that means we can't tell the whole truth. But making up a whole lie, those things catch up with you. And usually, they don't turn out well.
Well, there has to be a reason for the man in the hat to be here. Because I'm him. And he can't find out that I'm him.
Right?
And if he finds out, I don't think he'd believe the whole demon thing of his right-hand man being that and coming after us. Without explaining the Azuka situation.
Azuka now raises his hand very sheepishly.
Chuck will just kind of look over at him, kind of like a side eye.
I think you mentioned it last time, but maybe the man in shadow came for. I had a name. What was Connie's character's name?
Xian Chung.
Oh yeah, Xian
Xian
Chu.
Chung.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the man in shadow came after Xian Chung when they were checking up on us to be a good host, and so then it makes sense for the man in shadow to not be targeting us directly.
But we were in the
Because
line of fire.
Yes, and now that will give us enough distance for maybe Geo to suggest us leaving because it'll be safer rather than keeping us here. Because at least with the first version of the plan, I would, if I was in Geo's position, not want you to leave because I think it'd be even more unsafe if you did without my people around. If you made it so that this place, this city is dangerous.
Yeah. True. I think the fact that you didn't get hit by a car is making you think clearer than the rest of us.
Yeah, I imagine that scrambles the brain a little bit.
Oh, let me tell you, this is the second time it's happened, and it doesn't get any better.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I'm really sorry. All of you.
Well, you should be.
Yeah, no, I really am. Trust me. I'm still getting the hang of having to interact with people who aren't just coming for some French toast. And also trying to kill me. That's still very new to me.
Well, you better learn quick. Because my trust for you plummeted quite a bit.
I'm just glad that it was you that woke up and not the other guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that situation has evolved, I guess.
In what way is that?
So I sort of, I think I broke a barrier. We're more one than before, but I think I see Kyoko's reaction, even in their fox form.
Oh, yeah.
But
Ears twinging.
but more amicable. I don't have any ill will towards him, and he at the very least doesn't seem to have any ill will towards me.
You didn't
Probably
make
for
another
selfish
deal with him,
reasons.
did you?
Actually, the only deal we made was to not be antagonists towards each other, to not fight.
Eat each other?
Insight check
Yeah.
on all of this, if he's telling the truth. Kyoko does not trust him anymore. There was a moment
That's fair.
in the past where there was a lot of trust,
Yeah.
but I think it has been broken. That would be
Perception.
perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
32. Ooh, dice really want me to know.
That's a 19.
So-
too.
Drac, go ahead and roll me a d20 with no modifiers, and whether it is diplomacy or deception, if you're telling the truth, or lying, don't tell us if
Okay.
it succeeds or fails.
Okay. 16. Ooh, it fails. Yeah, it would be a 21.
Okay. So
I
what?
don't know what this means in this case.
So Kyoko is asking if you made another deal with the devil,
Yes.
which is inherently true.
Yes, and I did admit that. I did say, yes, I made a
Mhm.
deal with them. And the deal was to not antagonize each other, basically, not to fight over this body, this soul.
Mhm.
What does this mean in this case?
So what exactly is Kyoko looking for, Maggie?
I think Kyoko's trying to understand because when he said they're more one now, right? She's trying to understand like what that means. Does that mean, are we talking to Azuka? Is this not Azuka, right? Like, I think that she's got many concerns in regards to what has happened with Azuka, not necessarily the other entity that is part of this.
That's a wonderful question.
I think I know how to answer this, I think now. I think you don't know if you can believe him, but it's because a lot of the way he holds himself has changed. Like his literal physical physique has changed. So I think some of the signs you were used to, like picking at to see if he was lying, aren't quite the same. Like he maybe he usually like holds his head down. Before this whole thing, he'd hold his head down a lot more, but maybe it's a few inches higher than he would be. So you can't tell if that's because he's just grown or if it's because he's lying or if it's because he's someone else. So I think you can't gauge whether or not he's telling the truth. And I think up to you, of course, but I imagine with everything that's happened, that just makes you think he's not telling the truth, probably. But of course, that'll be left up to you.
Yeah. I think there's an element of that where she doesn't believe you, but she doesn't have any proof otherwise. And just is kind of observing you, and you can tell that's happening. I don't think she's hiding it, especially because you tried to like comfort her that everything's okay and that the deal was just this. So it looks like she's relaxed about the situation, but not necessarily. She's definitely keeping an eye on you.
You definitely gain the vibe that you were told the truth, but it might not have been the whole truth. With that, also, roll me your fortune telling.
Okay. Fortune telling. Ooh, 14.
Never mind.
Not my highest roll, that's for sure.
Yeah, he says, yeah, so we're not going to be fighting over the body. And after everything that happened today, I really don't want to anymore. That it was mentally very exhausting. And I don't even think he really saw that coming either. So we're at a truce at the very least. And I mean, same as always, I intend on finding a way to separate us. I imagine Cade has a way, or is working on a way. He's known about this for a long time, so I hope he's been working on something.
Well, that's the whole reason we're here, kid. Hopefully that emerald has something to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you're all really mad at me, but I'm really hungry.
Less mad, more disappointed.
Once I finish cleaning up Betsy, we can head back to the hotel and we can get food there.
Sounds good.
I'm still wondering why you didn't trust us with this information. Why didn't you come to us?
Honestly, I thought you would talk me out of it. And clearly that would have been the right choice, but at the time, Shin was the only person who I thought understood what I was going through.
You're damn right I would have stopped you.
Look, in the end, you're your own person. No one here can stop you from doing whatever it is that you want to do. They can certainly try.
Yeah. I'll be less trusting next time.
So with that, as the conversation is coming to a close, Kyoko, you get this vibration, this vision of somebody's hand going along the rims of Betty and putting their hand up underneath the wheel well and pulling out a piece of wood that was fractured from one of the crates at the dock.
Looks like you missed something. A wood piece underneath Betsy, whatever her name is.
Betsy, right?
Betsy.
I haven't been saying it wrong this entire time. Okay.
You said
Nice.
Betsy.
No, that's just what Kyoko's saying to him.
Yeah, but you said Betty.
I made a mistake.
How dare you?
Well, like I don't make 4 or 5 an episode.
So, of course,
I
I'll
want to
make
check that
another
wheel
one.
well. Either that or someone else is already on their way.
He'll do that, and he'll be. All right, give me like, I don't know, 15 minutes. You guys can go do whatever, and then I think Betsy will be ready to take us back to the hotel, and we can talk to Gio in the morning. But I'd rather not get caught out here.
Kyoko will heal everybody up, mend you
All
as
right.
best she can.
And with that, you guys gather your supplies. Do what you can while Chuck is taking care of the car. Go ahead and make a crafting check for me just to make sure you get everything, every bit of evidence that you possibly can.
31.
Beautiful.
Nat 20, by the way.
Even more beautiful. I think it was an already beautiful person and then Photoshop happened. What does everybody do? I guess Kyoko doesn't have to worry about clothes because you were in fox form, so nothing happened. Azuka is fine. I guess Mentala would have like a little roughed up attire, but I guess with some mending, you'd be able to take care of that, no problem. You guys are able to get your stuff? Anything you would like to do in this house before leaving for the hotel?
I'd probably put like, because I imagine I still have like the scar where the horn was.
Mhm.
I'd probably like bandage that up, like slap on a band-aid or something over that. But yeah, other than that, I think I'm pretty much good.
Okay.
I have a question. Since I rolled so well in my crafting,
Yes.
I have this awesome harpoon gun
Mm-hmm.
that I
yeah.
would like to maybe can I attach to Betsy?
How are you trying to do this? Are you going to be attaching it to the top, like a cannon, or is it going to be like underneath the bumper? What's your thought process? If you're not 20, we can certainly discuss this.
I mean, my goal is it's kind of in the front and like towards the bumper, like hidden in the grill.
I'm going to say it takes you some time to do, so you're going to have a couple of hours.
Okay.
But yeah, for sure. 100% you can do that.
Yeah, so you guys had more time than Chuck had initially said.
At some point in time, somebody wanders into the garage and sees Chuck like taking apart the front radiator to get to the inside compartment to set this all up, is reconfiguring the engine to be able to be a little bit off to the side to have room for this to be in there. And it's like, weren't we just cleaning her up for a moment? What happened? It's like the ADHD like fixation was just like, yep, this is what I'm doing now.
Can I say it's men? Men
Sure.
in red walking?
Yeah, of course. If that is okay, Bentham.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. What is this?
Oh, remember that old harpoon gun that we got from the goblins?
Yeah?
I was already working on Betsy, and when I'm frustrated and thinking, I overdo it. Anyway, I already started, and I'm gonna finish this, and I figured maybe this will make it so that I don't accidentally hit anybody, or maybe I can tie down a creature that can fly with 4-6 wings, whatever that freaking thing is. Betsy does have quite some weight to her, especially if you put red inside.
Yep, that'll work great. I'm just surprised. I thought you were cleaning it.
As
But no time like the
Red-
present.
As Red kind of walks in and the front grill is off, you just see this just like,
Oh, sorry.
Do it.
Oh, look, that's... Oh, popcorn ceilings. Oh, little asbestos. Okay.
just looking in any other direction.
Amen.
Hmm?
How often do you see a better path than the one you're set to put on?
Well, I just kind of go where I like. So, like, if it seems like there's a cool direction to go in, I'll probably go in it.
I don't think I've ever had this many paths before me. How do I know which one to pick? I don't have your vision to be able to see where danger lies or things like that, or even see the future like Kyoko seems to.
Well, I mean, like, even when I'm seeing the paths, I don't know everything about them. I just kind of get the feeling like that way seems bad and that way seems good. But sometimes there's like 4 different ways and they all seem good. So you just kind of pick one, see how it goes. Not gonna get it right every time.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
I've not been around for anywhere near as long as you have, so I know. I guess I'm in a different phase. I can just kind of wander around and do stuff, and it's all fine, and it usually works out because I got a big, strong rock man to punch away out of situations, or I can desummon big, strong rock man, and then I'm really small. I can hide and like sneak away. Or like I don't know. Maybe when I've been around for a few decades longer, I'll struggle more. I don't know. More things tie me down. Right now, it's great. We're just going across America, and it's cool. I don't have to be anywhere. I don't have to stay anywhere, so we're just doing it. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be the right direction. It's just cool. It's just where we're going.
It's not always about proper destination, but learning from the journey.
Yeah, it's paths that I see. It's not places. Places are boring. They don't go anywhere.
Right. It's like one foot in front of the other, whatever direction it goes.
Yeah. And either way, you'll end up somewhere, and you'll have done a bunch of cool stuff on the way.
Like fly. That was fun.
Yeah, Red's never flown before.
That was so cool. I went like up, and then I went down, and then I went bam. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Talking always helps the mind. Just like fixing things. If I had tools small enough, I'd give you one.
I wouldn't be able to, like, turn the wrenches.
I
Red?
have an idea. You hold the wrench, I hold you, and I go, yeah. That could work.
Maybe?
You
I'm
gonna tighten this bolt on Betsy?
Mintula.
You help out. You help out, Chuck. I'll supervise. If there's any really, really small, like if you got to get like way inside like the engine and like and like get something like right back there, I can crawl in and do it. That's the great thing, is you got the really tiny guy who can do all the really tiny things, you got the really big guy that can do all the big things.
That's right.
Everything
You can
covered.
probably find some more specks and dust and whatever from where we just were to clean out.
I will pick a spot and I will make it super shiny.
One specific shining dot of gloss on this beautiful car. With the conversation about paths and journeys and thoughts of what decisions to make and the obvious heavy questions that are hanging on Chuck's mind. As you work on the car, you go to the back to get some tools that you had left back there. And as Red is kind of like looking away, yet putting the radiator in the right position, he bumps something, and the amethyst bullet that Cade had given you rolls out from a section that was in a compartment that you had stashed it and rolls across your eyesight.
My eyesight or Min's eyesight?
Yours. You're alone. No one else can see it.
Yeah. I know you exist. And he just kind of picks it up and puts it in his pocket.
With that, you guys take your time, install the harpoon gun. We can figure out how that works between the games. You are ready to head on over to the hotel. Want to make any stops along the way or any other things that need to happen before you guys venture on out? Primarily Azuka or Kyoko.
Yeah.
I think after all of this, Azuka's been like very much in the far distant part of the house, trying to stay away from everyone, I think. Because it's very much like he can tell no one's hiding it, and he doesn't think anyone should hide it, that they're disappointed in him. But it still doesn't feel good being in the presence of that, so he's trying to be alone as much as possible.
It is quite the
go ahead.
juxtaposition to be so emotionally unsure and in turmoil, yet feel physically amazing. And alone. Nobody talks to you.
I think that
Nobody messes
Kyoko
with
wouldn't really want him to be alone. She would definitely be keeping her eye on him, but I think that she's going to transform back into her normal, like her more human-esque form. Not her normal form, but to make it easier for other people to talk to her. And she will be available if Azuka wants, but also understands that if they want time alone, that she'll allow that. But I think she's definitely keeping an eye on wherever they are because she's not sure what's going on.
Yeah. What would I be then? I think I'd probably be honestly, I think I'd be in the kitchen. I know there's no food there, but I think the kitchen is just a comfortable space.
So Chuck, being the prepper that Chuck is, there would be MREs. There'd be stuff that lasts a decade. There'd be stuff like dry ramen, probably expired by now. But you'd have these you can get those packs of stuff that you save in case an earthquake happens or something like that.
Yeah.
You could find one of those that would have just super low tier quality ingredients, just god awful, but it's stuff. Powdered eggs.
Yeah. I don't think I would open any of it up since it seems like we have a plan of going to the hotel to get proper food. But I think it's just kind of the mental exercise of okay, how could I make a dish out of this? Just to keep his brain preoccupied, so he's not thinking about everything that went down tonight. To kind of go looking through the cabinets, the fridge, everything like that, and just thinking through the steps he would go through to make some kind of above average meal at the very least from this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I think Kyoko kind of finds space to transform back. And then
So you hear the sickening of the bones popping into place.
gives you time, but if she notices that you are spending more time alone, might come in there and just leaning up against like the wall in the doorway of the kitchen and say, "You doing all right? You've opened that cabinet 3 or 4 times now."
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I'm as okay as I can be, all things considered.
What happened? You said that there was something that you needed to tell us, but I have a feeling you didn't tell us everything.
He looks up and looks a bit confused at that, I think. No, that was everything. I don't remember what happened when I was under. Well, at least I don't remember everything that happened when I was under Nemesis's influence. I remember fighting the Duke, and then waking up for a moment in the warehouse and seeing all of you attack Nemesis, and then I was back again in this space, in my mind, in my soul. I'm still not really sure. Fighting the Duke again. And
Nemesis. Does that name come to... Do I know that name?
Give me a recall knowledge check, occultism.
14.
Nope.
So
Nothing.
she says Nemesis the same way I just said it 5 seconds ago, then kind of questioningly.
Oh, yes. Nemesis, the demon that you're fighting. That was their real name.
The devil did call it a succubus, so you know at least it was that classification.
The succubus you're fighting. They're wearing Sion, but they were actually a demon in disguise, and their name was Nemesis.
Oh, poor Sin.
Yeah. They were obsessed with the idea of me taking over the Duke and the power he wielded, because it seems like they did something similar with a demon that inhabited them.
Is that what you want?
I just want to go back home and work at a diner, be an errand boy, at least within the city for Cade. That was my normal, and I was comfortable with that normal, and all of that's been thrown out of whack now.
Sometimes we gotta be taken out of our comfort zone so that we can do more in the world. Maybe you're meant to do something else. I know that you don't believe in fate and what it has in store for you, but sometimes it happens whether you believe or not.
I close the cabinet that I've opened for the 5th time, probably in this conversation alone, and just kind of lean against the counter and look down at it. What if I just don't want this? What if I don't want to do greater things? What if I'm just fine with serving at a shop? What if I'm just fine with helping my parents any way I can until I can't anymore? I don't want all of this.
Well, then you do what you feel is best for you.
If that's what you want to do it, right?
Feels like everything is doing everything in its power to stop me.
Well, that's the biggest test of fate ever. The things that we want in life, trying to strive towards them, with little blockades in the way. It's a test to see if what you truly want is what it is. What will you do to get there? To find that path, to open that cabinet.
There was another part of the deal.
Ah, see, I knew there had to be something else.
It's nothing, honestly, as bad as it was the first time I made one with him.
It's always how they make it seem. But from where I'm standing, you've told me that you have a path that you want to take, but it's looking like you're taking a different one.
He told me his name. That was the other part of the deal.
Names are
That's-
powerful things. I haven't shared with you what my true name is.
Yeah. Wait, your name is not Kyoko? I think he looks like very confused.
Well, it is, but I don't know if you know much about Kitsune.
Not much. Cade taught me a bit about the ancestries of the old world, but I wasn't great at studying, so I only really retained a little bit.
Well, our power comes from our family names. The legacy that was of before times follows us into the future. And sometimes it's best people just don't know.
Yeah. I only asked for his name because, well, they've kind of been inhabiting me for all of my life, and I just kind of want to know who was watching my every move, instead of just referring to them as the Duke.
What are you
And
planning to do with that information?
Frankly, nothing. It's just having a name for the thing that you feared makes it less scary.
Sometimes, until you do your research and find out what that thing really is.
Yeah. Yeah. The deal was he told me his name, and I would make a pact with him that there will be no more fighting within ourselves, within our space, for power. And I will search for an amicable way for us to separate rather than destroying him in the process.
Just be careful. Playing with Asmodeus' favored is not gonna be an easy feat, especially when he knows what's going on in your head.
Yeah.
But just know that you're not alone. All of us are. We're on this mystery journey with you. I mean, I traveled across the country and all the way back just for you.
I think, again, when you say that, it's a bit of confusion. Wait. So you moved from So you came to LA for me?
I believe so. You were like a homing beacon for me.
And he leans back against the kitchen counter at that.
I'm just as confused as you. I don't know what fate has in store for me. The funny thing is, I get all these visions of other people's lives, happiness, sadness, all the paths that they can take. But I don't know where my path takes me.
I mean, at least you're like everyone else in that regard.
I suppose. Except for I see things, whether they're true or not. It's a whole other situation.
Yeah. I can't imagine how odd it is to understand someone else's path more than your own.
Well, I can only imagine how odd it is to have someone else in your mind.
It takes some getting used to, and I'm not quite there yet. I'm hoping it won't be a situation where I need to become used to it.
I'm just worried about you. And I just want you to know that I'm here. Whatever you need.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Even if it's sneaking out in the middle of the night. At least you don't have to do it alone.
I won't be doing that again.
Well, I wouldn't say never. I don't mind a good late night walk.
If I have the urge to go on a late night walk, I'll definitely let you know, Kyoko.
Fair enough. Same to you. If I'm feeling like I need to go on a little walk alone, maybe you can take 2 steps back and follow me along the way.
We can be alone together. Sounds like a
Exactly.
plan to me. Didn't Chuck say he was just cleaning the car?
I don't know what the 3 of them are all up to. And I don't think I want to know.
Okay.
At that point, you hear like a no, right, so, no, and then you hear like a clunk.
My bad.
You're muted, Tyler.
Apologize to Betsy, not me.
Sorry, ma'am.
Milady. Sorry.
Sorry for that. Sorry, man. That was my bad. I'm overzealous.
I think seeing that it's going to take a bit longer than Chuck originally planned, I think I'll make like basic snacks to hold us over for me and Kyoko with what we have available.
I think Kyoko will try to help, but Kyoko's having a little bit of struggle, so I think she might be almost like in one place, but then in another pretty quickly. Like she's having some weird distortion situation thing happening. Yeah.
You
I think
grab one of the MREs and it goes from expired to not expired to expired to not expired, and you drop it at one point and it still is unexpired. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I will handle. I'll handle. You can get me some water, and I'll like give like a glass over to Kyoko as I prepare the snacks. Probably like the equivalent of like a charcuterie board. It's like nothing major, but small finger foods.
From your point of view, Kyoko, you go and you fill up a glass of water or like a pan, like a saucepan full.
Yeah.
And turn around and Azuka's done with everything. and Azuka, there were moments in time where you had like looked to see Kyoko, and like the water was moving in slow motion, and they were moving in slow motion, and that's just been like sitting at the sink for a while now. And
I
then
think I'm like,
Oh, well, you
it's-
did that
I-
pretty fast.
Yeah, you can pour out the saucepan. You took a while, so I just went and filled it out myself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
This
are
happens
you,
sometimes with me.
Are you okay? Do you need to?
I just need a
rest?
little rest.
Well, take as much as you want as I pass over the little snack board.
you got some cheese and some peanut butter. What do you assume is now dried fruit of some kind?
Yeah, she takes a little bit. Well, maybe we can bring it down to the others.
Yes, no, I made more than enough. And after Kiko's taken their share, I'll definitely go down to bring it to the others and then see what they've been working on.
You guys go in as the last bit of the harpoon is being shunked into the position and the grill is put down. And Chuck has this just finishing up.
What is that? What did you put in there?
I knew I
Nothing.
didn't want to know what y'all were working on.
I didn't put anything in there. It's fine. You ready
I
to
think
go?
Kyoko has a moment of seeing herself being shot with a harpoon, and she doesn't know if it's anxiety or seeing the future. There might be a little fear at this point of Chuck's machinery.
Oh God.
Nothing could be worse than a fortune teller with PTSD. That's just a terrible combination.
Oh
Absolute terrible
no.
combination.
With that, y'all pile in and you start driving to the hotel. Have all your stuff, everything you need. You stocked up on, Chuck, you stocked up on bullet supplies for making any sort of brass or gunpowder or anything like that. Calm night. You guys do see, as you're driving through, squads of the mafioso cars, 2 at a time, going through and kind of patrolling out. You maybe assume looking for Xiancheng. And anything you would like to do or say in the car ride over while you're all together.
So
So-
we got
oh.
attacked by the guy in the hat, shadow hat guy. We don't know his name anyway. And it was because Xiancheng had come to check on us, and then they led shadow hat guy away to the docks. We don't know where though, just the direction of the docks. Could have been the docks, could have been something else. We weren't there. And we hid because we were scared.
I mean,
Right?
it sounds good to me.
I'm all right with
Kyoko,
that.
Chuck.
I mean, I don't know about hiding, but we definitely got caught in the crossfire. I'd say we ran.
Fair enough.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. It was like close to home and we ran home.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense. Yep.
As long as we're all in agreement, the hotel's home right now.
Yes, hotel time.
Right, yep. That makes sense.
All right. Then with that, you get to the hotel, you pull up, park, and as you're walking to the opening for the front doors, you just hear this whistling off in the distance, this melodic dun dun da 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 da. Oh hey! As you hear a thunk, and you turn and you see Ace sitting by the front door, just.
Well, fancy seeing you here.
Fancy seeing you guys not up there. So what were y'all up to?
Listen, it's been a long night, my man. We're just happy to be in one piece.
Precisely.
Well then, I guess that begs this question. Where's Xiancheng? And
Wherever
with
that
that,
man
With that, the camera's going to pan up, go up into the clouds, and we're going to end there with questioning from Ace of what the hell just happened.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We got this.
Yeah, we got this.
I'm oddly decent at deception rolls. If
Yeah, no,
the
so am
dice
I.
want this to tell that story.
I'm not too bad.
I have 11 plus 11 to it.
This would
I
be fun.
have a plus 13.
I have a
Ooh.
plus 12.
Yeah, we're good at lying apparently.
What, this group of people having secrets and lies?
I feel like
That's
Kyoko.
crazy.
Here's the thing, though. I'll probably talk about more in the after show, but one of her beliefs is truth, though, and that was why she was kind of pushing Chuck to not lie.
So has the severe capability to do so, but chooses not to.
Well, I feel like sometimes she gets some fortune information about people that is not necessarily something she thinks should be shared with them, right?
total sense.
And so she has
Yeah.
to find ways to creatively not tell them what she's just envisioned because it's horrific or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Well, whew, we survived. Our friend is
Barely.
maybe
Yeah.
okay. I don't know.
Who knows?
Azuka, I don't
Who
know.
knows, really?
I'm scared. I don't trust it.
You guys aren't
but
allowed to watch this episode, by the way.
we're not allowed to.
No.
Yeah,
Not
no.
allowed to.
I never watch episodes back. I don't like hearing my own voice. I know some people do. I'm not that person. Well, we'll wrap things up so that we can get into an after show. Maybe we'll still have Bentham for that because we're
Kinda
ending a little
hoping for that.
earlier. But thank you all for watching. We hope that you enjoyed it as per usual. We see you next Thursday for whatever happens next. Hopefully we can lie well. I feel like dice are like, we're all like, oh, we have good rolls for this. And then
Totally
the dice are going to tell a whole other story. We're
Just
one.
nat ones.
Yeah. Knowing our luck. But we do want to thank our sponsor today. Thank you, Roll20, for supporting us. We super duper appreciate it. If you want to check it out, we have links below, as well as if you're watching us live here on Twitch, there's a little block section where you can check it out. You can also do, I think, exclamation point sponsor in chat and see it as well there. And we also have merch. Check out our merch. Head on over to designbyhumans.com/shop/roll4 to check out some more of our merch and keep yourself cozy during this weird weather that we've all been having. And of course, we want to thank our supporter today, Mia Zilla. Thank you, Mia Zilla, so much. Get some roll-ups in chat for Mia Zilla. If you would like to become a supporter like Mia Zilla, you can head on over to our Patreon and become a legend tier above, and you get to play in a private session with Kai, which could affect our campaign, which is pretty exciting. And whether you, are a patron of all sorts, there are all kinds of goodies like our character sheets coming soon and some other things. We also have our background stories over there if you want to read those. Some of them have redacted information. I'm sure you all have theories on stuff now. Some of it has come to fruition. Some people's backstories were complete lies. So have fun with that information. And head on over to our Twitch. If you're not watching us live here on Twitch right now, you can watch us live and subscribe here and get access to our VODs in advance, as well as get access to some emotes. And you can head on over to our YouTube channel and become a YouTube member to get access to some of those emotes as well. And whether you're a YouTube member, Twitch subscriber, or Patreon supporter, you can get access to our private Discord where we always have lots of conversations with folks. You can ask questions and things of that sort. It's lots of fun. And I know that Kai has also been sharing some stuff with the GM tier sometimes in those channels as like quick information. So if you want to get in on that in your GM tier above, definitely want to do that. Although we will have some polls up. I think there will be another poll coming, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. We know that not everyone can support us in a monetary way, though. So, of course, take care of you and your family and you first and foremost. But there's a lot of free ways to support us, like watching us live here on Twitch, making clips. We saw quite a few. Thank you for doing that. Watching us over on YouTube, subscribing, liking, commenting, and of course, following us over on Twitter, Facebook, liking and sharing and retweeting and commenting on all of those things. It is very much appreciated. And with that, I'm going to go around and let these lovely people say where you can find them at when they're not RPing here on Roll4, because they also do lots of really cool things on the internets and other spaces. So for today, we are going to kick it off with Kai, our lovely DM. Where can people find you at when you're not, doing
Keeping secrets from you?
Yeah, keeping secrets from us. Even the chat was well behaved. They weren't giving us
It was
any
great.
clues.
Thank you so much, chat, for not giving anything away. All the big T's of social media, Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. I stream a lot, do some voiceover stuff. I'm going to be at Gen Con in August, DMing a game for Kobold Press. Maggie's going to be there as well, so if you want to come and say hi or be in a game with me, go and do that. It'd be great to have you guys and see you there. Yeah, I'll be streaming later. That's it.
Awesome. Next, we've got Azuka returning, played by Drac. Where can people find you at when you are not fighting your inner demons?
Yeah. I'm on Twitter at Draconix. That's DRAKONIQUES. I kind of stream all over the place, so follow me there is the best way to figure out what I'm doing at any given moment. But the few things I will shout out is that on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern over on Trent's Planar RPG, I'm going to be over there playing in a God Killer one-shot with Stella Luna, the incredible Stella. So I'm very excited for that, where Stella plays God and I play the God Killer. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's called A Child of Time, so that could probably give you a hint of what the vibes are going to be. On Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, over on Q Times, just QUEUETIMES. I'm in a campaign called The Cases of Costa Vega, which is a mystery adventure actual play where we play two siblings without any real license or official license to be investigating murders and mysteries, doing it anyway and fumbling through it. Very much the vibes of Psych and Monk and stuff like shows like that. Also, it was announced on Tuesday, but on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern, over on Demiplane RPG, I'm the product manager and a player in a campaign called Enemy of My Enemy, which is a Vampire the Masquerade Hunter the Reckoning crossover, where hunters and vampires have to reluctantly work together to face off a mutual threat. And we've got a pretty stacked cast for that. It's going to be very messy, very queer, and very very dramatic. It's going to be a lot. I highly recommend watching it because we had a session 0, a session 0.5 of roleplay a couple of days ago, and let's just say we all have reasons to want to kill each other immediately, but have a slightly bigger reason as to why we shouldn't, because it would result in mutual extinction. But yeah, I'm in some other things, but honestly can't remember any of them off the top of my head, so just follow me on Twitter to find out what I'm doing other than those things.
He lists off a million things. I'm in also other things, but I can't remember them. It's I do all the things.
I always feel like I'm busy, and then I see Drac's schedule, and I'm like, I'm fine. I'm on vacation.
I used to be on Drag's schedule, and now I'm like, no, can't do that.
Never again.
Bentham who plays Mintala. Where can people find you at when you are not scorching raying all the places and trying to guide us on the right path home, even though maybe Chuck's not in agreeance?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing bugger all by comparison as well. I'm just excited because I'm doing one non-roll for a show for once, which I'm still not going to announce because I like messing with people. But there's one that I'm currently recording on a weekly basis, and it's going to be out in a few months probably. We'll see when. I announced it on my stream, just to be extra mean. But yeah, you can find me on Twitch where I'm Manglepork, and you can find me on YouTube where I'm Manglepork Gaming. On Twitch, we've been doing lots of Bar Trauma multiplayer with Rick and Fuzzy and a bunch of other random people, whoever wants to play and get murdered by monsters in the oceans of Europa. It's awesome. Having a great time. It won't be this weekend. It's usually on Sundays because Rick, our head mod, will be visiting me. And so maybe instead we'll do a co-op plate-up stream where we yell at each other in the same room about burning all the food.
That's always fun.
And as for YouTube, I barely ever upload anything there, but I am currently working on a video. Now that Horizon Forbidden West DLC Burning Shores has come out, I'm working on a script for a new Horizon lore video where I revise my timeline theory And the script is 1,000 words long already.
That's a lot of words.
And it's
All right.
barely begun. That's what I'm up to.
We're going to get another one. And of course, last but not least, we've got Chuck Spadina, played by Apocalyptic12. Where can people find you at when you are not running your companions over with your car?
Well, good news for you. I don't own a car, so you don't need to worry about that in real life. But you can find me over on my podcast called Go My Favorite Sports Team. Just released an episode today, because we release episodes every Thursday, where I get tested on my actual sports knowledge by Mark. So testing my master's degree. We call it the proof or death episode, because my life may or may not have been on the line. Anyway, go check that out. You can also follow me on all of the social media places as Apocalypto_12. I'll post stuff on there about what I'm doing. Lately been sick, so still recovering from that. Maggie, it's your turn to talk about where people can find you when you're not using your 9 tails to try and shoot a bow. And
Look,
also,
I didn't end up doing that. I
Yeah,
think it's a
and then
cool
also
idea,
just-
but I think it's a little ridiculous. I was like, nah.
fine when you're not making time fluctuate all around you.
There you go. There you go. I'm Margaret Crone. You can find me at Margaret Crone in all the places. I do lots of things on the internet. I will be doing some more shows that I'm going to be announcing here soonish. So stay tuned for that. I did get to be on BTM, the latest episode. If you haven't checked it out, I play a very creepy child vampire. So check it out. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I will be returning for future episodes based on what happened that episode. So yeah. And yeah, I hope that you guys are all enjoying this show, because I'm very much enjoying it. And I also make games and video games for a living, which you can check out my current project, which is Ashes of Creation, in all of the places as Ashes of Creation. And with that, we are going to go record an after show, see if we can maybe get them in it. And we will see you all next week for another episode. Toodles!